Welcome back to a Fifth of Jack Gaming, where today we're going to dive into the Magic world, and we're going to be opening up 3 set boosters of Kaldheim. So let's dive in and see what we got. Our fancy art card. Then we have Woodland Chasm. It's a snowland. It's a swamp/forest, so you could be fetching it out with your fetch lands. Comes into play tapped, but it taps for either a green or a black. Augury Raven costs us 3 and a blue for a bird who has flying, who has foretell. Costs us 1 and a blue for that. So foretell allows us to do, during your turn, you may pay 2 colorless and exile this card face down and cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost. So that's going to be the blue and the colorless. It's a 3/3 bird. Behold the Multiverse. Costs us 3 and a blue. It's an instant. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. Foretell cost is 1 and a blue. Soval Ice Shaper costs us 1, a red, and a green for a snow legendary creature. It's a troll. You can pay 3, tap it, create a colorless snow artifact token named AZ Manolith with tap, add 1 color of any mana. Or we could pay 6, 1 red and a green, and tap it, and then look at the top 4 cards of our library. You may cast a spell from among them without paying the mana cost. Put the rest of them at the bottom of our library in a random order. Has a 2/4 body. Rootless Yowl costs us 3 and 2 green. It's a tree folk. When it dies, we get to search our library for a creature card with a power or toughness of 6 or greater, reveal it, and put it into our hand, and then shuffle our library. Its power and toughness is a 5/4. Arnie Slays the Troll costs us a red and a green, and it's our first saga. So as a saga enters the battlefield, and after your draw step, add a lore counter to it. We sacrifice it after we get to 3. So when it comes in, a target creature you control fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Step 2 is add 1 red mana. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature you control. Then step 3 is you gain life equal to the greatest power among the creatures you control. Grunt Void Sunmound is a land, enters the battlefield tap, add a red, or we can pay 3, a red, and 2 green, tap it, and sacrifice it, destroy a target land. Create a 4/4 green troll warrior, and that creature has trample. Provoke the Trolls costs us 3 and a red for an instant. Provoke the Trolls does 3 damage to any target. If a creature is dealt damage this way, it gets +5/+0 until end of turn. Elven Bow costs us 1 green for an equipment. When Elven Bow enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token and then attach the Elven Bow to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has reach. The equip cost is 2. The Raven's Warning costs us 1 and a white and a blue. And then this is a saga, so it has 3 different spots. At the first one, we get to create a 1/1 bird creature token with flying, and we gain 2 life. At the second one, whenever 1 or more creatures you control with flying deals combat damage to a player this turn, look at that player's hand and draw a card. And the third one, you may put a card that you own from outside the game on the top of your library. Blizzard Brawl causes 1 It's a snow sorcery. Choose a target creature you control and a target creature you don't control. If you control 3 or more snow pyramids, the creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. And then our foil is Tobolt's Trickery. Costs 1 and a red instant. Here we go. Counter target spell. Choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards, then exiles a card from the top of their library. Until end of turn, they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then they may put the exiled cards onto the bottom of their library in a random order. Whew. Replicate Ring is a token that we ended up getting. That's a snow token, and we can tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Pack 2's art card is that guy. Got Snow Cover Mountain. Pretty art there. You got a Scorn Effigy. Costs 3. And it has a foretell cost of 0. It's a 2/3 body. Crust a Weak costs 1 red and 2. For a sorcery, Crust a Weak deals 2 damage to each creature. If that creature is dealt damage this way that would die, exile it instead. For a total cost of 1 red. Run's Battleguard Protector costs 2, a green, and 2 white. For a legendary creature, Human Warrior. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white Human Warrior creature token. It's a 2/3 body. Bugger Stronghold enters the battlefield tap. Tap it, add a green. Or we can pay a forest and 2 plains and tap it and sacrifice it, and we get to put a +1/+1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures that we control. They have vigilance and they have lifelink until end of turn. We only get to activate that when we could play a sorcery. We get a saga that has Fall of the Imposter. Costs us 1, a green, and a white. So at the first 2, it has put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. At the third one, exile a creature with the greatest power among the creatures the opponents control. Holy smokes. Binding of the Old Gods costs us 2, a black, and a green. At the first step, we get to destroy a target non-land pyramid an opponent controls. At the second step, we get to search our library for a forest card and put it on the battlefield tab and then shuffle our library. At the third, creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Then we have Finn, the Fang Bearer. So 1 and a green. Legendary creature, Human Warrior. Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. A player with 10 or more poison counters on them loses the game. Has a 1/3 body. Kind of a neat one I wanted to build an EDH with. Rune of Mortality costs us 1 and a black. It's an enchantment or a rune. Enchant permanent. When Rune of Mortality enters the battlefield, draw a card. As long as the enchanted permanent is a creature, it has Death Touch. As long as the enchanted creature permanent has an equipment, it has equipped creature has Death Touch. Old Growth Troll costs us 3 green. Troll Warrior has Trample. When Old Growth Troll dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with Enchanted Forest you control. Has Enchanted Forest tap, add 2 green, and 1, tap it, sacrifice this land, create a 4/4 green troll warrior creature token with trample. So 4/4 body. Pilfering Hawk costs 1 and a blue for a snow creature bird flying. It's only can be paid with a snow covered land, or this ability could be only activated with a snow covered land. Draw a card and then discard a card. Has a 1/2 body. Oh, look at that! We got our art card as a foil. For the Judge of the Valor, costs 2, a white, and 2 black. It's an Angel Cleric. Flying, lifelink, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. It's a 2/4 body. And our token is a Zombie Berserker. That was kind of neat getting the card as a foil and the art card out of the same pack. It's a little bit different. That was pack 2. What did you think of it? Put it down in the comments below. Now, let's rip into our third and final pack. Art card coming around. Nice little demon. We got a snow-covered forest. This Faithful Stroke costs us 1 and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell with a converted mana cost of 4 or greater. Bind the Monster costs 1 blue. It's an enchantment, enchanted creature. When Bind the Monster enters the battlefield, tap an enchanted creature. It deals damage to you equal to its power. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during the controller's untap step. Annul costs 1 blue. Counter a target artifact or enchantment spell. Brow Intruder costs 1 blue for a human rogue. Flash. When Brow Intruder enters the battlefield, target creature that an opponent controls gets -2, -0 until end of turn. Has a 1/2 body. Cold the Foremaster costs 1 red and 1 white. It's a legendary creature which is a dwarf warrior. Whenever another non-token creature control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return it to its owner's hands. Creature tokens you control that are enchanted with equipment gets +1/+0. It's a 2/2 body. Axguard Armory comes into play. Tap for a white, or you can pay 1, 2 red, and a white. Sacrifice it and search your library for an aura and or equipment card. Reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Spectral Steel costs 1 and a white for an enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. You can pay a colorless, a white, exile Spectral Steel from your graveyard. Return another target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Divine's Gambit costs 2 white. For a sorcery, exile a target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Go for Godship of Kinship costs 2 and 2 green. It's a legendary god. As long as you control 3 or more legendary creatures, Cobra gets +4/+2 and has vigilance. Pay 1 and a green. Tap it and look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a legendary creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Has a 2/4 body. But it also has the option of an artifact called the Ringheart Crest. Costs 1 and a green. Legendary artifact. As Ringheart Crest enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Tap, add a green. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type or a legendary spell. Or a legendary creature spell. So we got the showcase version of Fun the God of Valor, which we covered in an earlier pack. Then we got the King's Herald's Revenge. Costs 2 and a green. It's a sorcery. Until end of turn, a target creature you control. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains trample. It must be blocked this turn if able. And then something unique is Parallax Wave. Costs 2 and 2 white. It's an enchantment. It has Fading of 5. Remove a fade counter from Parallax Wave. Remove target creature from the game. When Parallax Wave leads play, each player returns all play cards he or she owns removed from the game with Parallax Wave. That's all the packs. What'd you think of it? If you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. All right, until next time, see you later.